Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of our Level Up series. Today, once again, it's me, Ben from SVS in Lancaster.
And I'm Miguel from SVS in Lancaster. And we're playing Duck Hunt. And I missed a duck.
All right, so since we're playing Duck Hunt today, it's actually Miguel's very first time playing Duck Hunt ever.
It's also my very first time holding one of these little Nintendo guns. Does it have a name, by the way?
Yeah, it's like the Nintendo light gun or something like that.
Light gun, okay.
Yeah.
Pointing towards these.
But somehow Miguel has gone his whole life without ever playing this game.
Yeah.
I mean, this game is like 35 years old now.
Yeah.
It launched with the Nintendo.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll get you going with one duck.
One duck? Oh, there's difficulty levels? Oh,
Yeah, there's one duck and there's also two ducks.
I missed!
So you get 3 shots to take out your duck.
Okay. This looked easier. I'm the
You
worst.
can try using the sights. The sights actually really help, at least for me. There you go.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Just notice my hands shake a lot. That's not good. Ooh.
See, once you get the sight down, it's a fairly easy game.
Oh, it's quick. Draw.
But yeah, I mean, this is Duck Hunt. It came out in like 1985.
Okay.
It was like the original packing game for the original Nintendo. This and some other game called Gyromite.
Gyro Knight?
Gyromite?
That's another one I've never heard of.
Yeah, like I've never played it. It's that one. Like, have you ever seen that little Nintendo robot, Rob the Robot?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's the game that you would play with that robot.
Oh,
So like it was a pack-in deal. But this was the other game. And then later on they packaged this with Super Mario,
Oh, okay, I see.
which that's actually the cartridge we're playing on today. It's the split one with Mario and
Yeah,
the
I
Duck
see
Hunt
it.
game.
Okay.
So how does it feel? How does the shooting feel?
Honestly, it's I didn't think it was gonna be as accurate as it's as I'm shooting and stuff, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of times I was just like, okay, there it is, and you can't get it if you're not using the sight. I feel like I go cross-eyed if I don't use the sight.
And
Yeah,
then-
see, that's cool.
And this technology is already super old, but it still works well, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've used like those little guns at like arcades and stuff, like the big ones for like I don't know, like Aliens or something like that.
Yeah, like Terminator. Like
Terminator,
the big
yes,
attached
yeah,
ones.
Terminator especially. That's the only time I've used a gun like that for like any kind of video game. Like, and I've always been aware of this one.
Mm-hmm.
I just never knew anyone that had everything, like the whole setup, so I never got to try it.
Yeah, and this is actually the original American gun. Later on, like they changed it to an orange gun,
Oh yeah, okay.
and
missed
I
that
guess that was because like this one was too realistic, and I believe the story goes that like, someone somewhere confused it for a real gun, and
Oh,
someone
that's a
got
shame.
injured. So then Nintendo was like, yeah, we need to change this thing up a bit. So they made it bright orange instead.
Isn't that a thing now though for like most toy guns? Like the tip will be like orange colored.
Yeah,
just-
at the very least the tip, or
Yeah.
they make everything look super fake.
Oh, okay.
But I guess this thing in gray looked real enough, and but like the Japanese one was apparently just a revolver, like a
Oh, really?
like yeah, like,
Like an
a,
old-time
like a
shooter,
straight up
six shooter?
revolver, yeah. And yeah, so that one looked super real compared to this one.
Yeah. Have I missed any on this one?
No, so far you have not. The little indicators at the bottom show how many you've gotten, and whichever one is blinking is which one you're on. So there's 10 ducks, I think, per round.
Okay.
And as long as your total number of ducks adds up more than that little blue bar underneath, then you'll pass the round.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't shoot enough ducks to pass that little blue bar, then it's game over.
Okay. Pretty cool. Oh!
All right, so now Miguel, you've become an expert. You're a professional at this game, so we've upped him to 2 ducks.
Ooh. It stressed me out on the first one, not gonna lie. I was like, oh, what'd I do with 2? Oh. Do I still only get the 3?
Yeah, it's still only 3 shots.
Oh.
Still 3 shots, but now it's 2 ducks. And as you can see, they go in.
Dang it.
As you can see, they go in different directions.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, you get to the rounds a lot faster.
Yeah, I
It's
just
two
saw
at a
that.
time. So
Oh, so it's the same amount of ducks?
yeah, it's still like 10 ducks, but you know, it's two at a time. So you go through them, you know, at half the or twice the rate.
Twice the rate, yeah. I'm ready for these. Nope.
Okay, so here's the story of this game.
Okay.
There's some ducks, and you need to hunt them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's kind of hard to follow.
Mind-blowing storytelling for the 80s, right?
Did the other one just fly away? Oh, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's so quick.
All right, so something fascinating about how the gun actually works. I'm gonna try to explain this so that it makes sense. So this gun, if you notice, there's no sensors or anything. You just point it at the screen, right? And it
Right.
works. So the way that it works is, if you notice, every time you pull the trigger, you see a little, like, the screen goes black and a little white square. So try to pay attention.
I hadn't
this
noticed
time.
that.
You
Oh,
see it?
yeah.
So since the game goes at 60 frames a second, when you pull the trigger for 1 frame or for 1/60th of a second, the whole screen goes black.
Okay.
And in the very next frame, it throws a white square where the ducks were. So the way that it works is the gun is a light sensor.
Uh-huh.
So when it goes black, if you're pointing in the general direction of where the duck was, when that white square pops up, it picks up the difference in light into the sensor here in the gun
Okay.
and lets you know that you're pointing at the duck because it notices the light change. Does that make sense?
It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, so the gun is a light sensor. And if you're pointing at the black part of the screen for that 1/60th of a second, it won't pick up the white square.
Okay.
But if you're pointing, you know, at where the duck was, the white square will flash enough light into the gun to let it know that you were pointing in the correct direction.
Okay.
And it'll give you the duck.
So a bit of physics here in developing this light gun.
Yeah, and like it's really simple. It's like, oh yeah, it's just a light sensor. It's just noticing the difference in the brightness on the screen. That's all it's doing.
Okay.
So that's why there's no like sensors or anything involved. But also because of that, this game only works on old style CRTs.
See, that's what I was about to
or
ask.
tube
'Cause, like,
TVs.
what would happen if you're playing like on our TVs now?
Yeah, if you connect a regular Nintendo to a new TV, you know, like an LCD or a plasma or whatever you have,
Uh-huh.
it might work. Like, you know, like to bring up the game and to play other games. But with the light gun, since it's a digital TV, you'll miss the timing on the gun because this goes at the speed of light. It's instant.
Right.
But with a digital TV, there's a delay, and you'll end up missing that whole black screen, white square. You'll miss that whole part because it'll already happen. According to the gun, it already happened, but the TV is still loading it.
Oh, okay. That's
So,
interesting.
Yeah, so these light gun games don't work at all. Oh, you got a game.
I lost.
Keep on going.
Oh, no.
You could do clay, or you could cycle back through.
Even doing this is going through the menus is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And another thing with this game,
And that's my buddy, right? I don't know.
yeah, he's your
I'll never
dog.
shoot a dog,
He's
please.
retrieving your ducks, but when you miss completely, he laughs at you.
Yeah, I saw him giggle. That's pretty funny. I seen this dog on like Super Smash Brothers and stuff, especially like on the Wii and then like on the Switch and stuff. It's the only time I've ever seen him.
Yeah, they included him in there eventually. I mean, I've never played with him, but I know he exists on there.
Cool little dog. Oh, that was right on both. No penetration.
Oh, and he's laughing. He's laughing at it.
I know.
All right, so
Why can't I get 2 ducks at once?
what?
Why can't I get 2 ducks at once? On the last one.
Like if they're right over each other?
Yeah.
I guess it
Look.
it only gives you the one. I guess it's like, hey, you can't shoot through the duck.
Might depend on the bullet, huh? I lost again.
That's all right.
I am the worst.
Yeah.
Keep laughing, dog. Does he have a name, by the way?
I don't know. I really don't know. I
Huh.
mean, he probably does, like on Smash Brothers.
Let's call him Buster. All right, Buster, give me those ducks.
All right, now this game is probably the very first video game that I ever played in my whole life.
Your very first, really?
My very first video game. Definitely my very earliest memories of ever playing a video game are this game and the original Mario, which they were on the same cartridge.
Right.
So we had that Nintendo system that came packed in with both of those games.
Okay.
So I remember playing both of them. Like I could picture the games as I was, I was probably like 3 years old. And it was either that one, either Mario or this one, but this one seems almost a little more kid-friendly, even though it does involve a gun. But it's just, hey, point it and push this one button.
Yeah.
It's less complicated than like a game like Mario where you have a couple buttons and directions.
Yeah.
This one's just point it and shoot. It'll take care of itself. So this was most likely the very first game I ever played.
I mean, I've never played it. This is probably the oldest game I've never played. So. I don't know. I don't know why I never got around to playing it. I think this has to do with like not knowing anyone that had the setup. I always did find it interesting though.
Oh no!
I don't know. I'm messing
You
up.
lost it. You lost your aim.
I did. I can't speak and shoot, I guess. Or, yeah, I don't know. I gotta remember to not tighten my eye as much, because... There we go. That's kind of funny. Oh, another game? Wait, this way, right? There we go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm gonna try and go for a perfect here.
Right. We'll let you focus a little bit.
That's not gonna help. Or would it? Ooh!
There you go. 2 for 2.
Alright, Buster. Yes! No! No! Ah, he flew away. Not a perfect.
Something else that's interesting about this game is the guy at Nintendo who developed the dog, who created the dog character. He's the same guy who created Samus from the Metroid series.
Really?
And other characters as well. There was another one. I can't remember which one it was, but the main one that I remember was Samus, just because it's like, it seems like a very different game.
Uh-huh.
But it just lets you know how small the team at Nintendo used to be, and even still is. Like, the main people, a lot of them are the people that were around back then in the 80s.
Yeah.
And they're just, they came up with their ideas, and they just continue to develop them, and, they run the show.
Team, but pretty creative. I mean, that's a big spectrum, I guess. You go from shooting ducks to creating Samus. Like,
Yeah.
That's pretty big. I think so.
Definitely. Or, even at the time, like Samus, I think is turning 35 this year also. Or at least like Metroid, the game Metroid, is turning 35 this year. And this game is, over 35 years old now. So all these intellectual properties were created
That one's moving
35 years ago.
I got him. I missed him off. That's a terrible score.
Yeah, it's gonna be game over.
All right, go ahead, lap it up, Buster.
All right, so Miguel's gonna keep battling it out
Trying to improve my aim here.
against these ducks, and hoping that Buster doesn't keep laughing at
Stop
him.
laughing at him, man.
But this is gonna wrap it up for us, guys. Miguel, since it's your very first time playing this game, what do you think? Is this game good? Is it worth playing? And does it get your seal of approval?
It's definitely a cool game. I mean, I can't imagine playing this as a little kid. I would have been a lot more excited. I'm pretty entertained now, and I'm like, I'm older now. So definitely gets a seal. So little pistol whip there.
That'll work. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know what other games you remember from your childhood. And yeah, we'll be back in the next one with a different game for you. Hope you enjoyed.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna keep shooting. I got it.
Nice.